Well, we have people coming into the ballpark. It's a wonderful sight. It's Saturday. Nats haven't played in a while, and these two guys, well, they're going to battle it out all weekend, it appears. Harper, Bellinger, a couple of outstanding young players in this league. By the way, I'm Bob.
Nice to meet you, FP. Pleasure.
All right, you look vaguely familiar. And the last time these two teams got together, they were off to kind of mediocre starts, hanging around the 500 mark. A reversal of fortunes for the Dodgers and the Nats since then.
Get this, the Dodgers have spent 46 days under 500 this year. They spent 14 days under 500 from 2015 to 2017, so they're really struggling right now. They've lost 9 of 11. You see the Nats on top. They're playing well, and as an analyst, I'm curious to see how all the days off affects the Nats ball club. They were rolling, they swept the Diamondbacks. We'll see if they can keep that fire and stay hot here against the Dodgers today.
Yeah, Tanner Roark, one of the guys who went 7 innings, even though it was a no decision his last time out. And Ross Stripling, usually out of the bullpen in his career, the Nats will see him as a starter.
Yeah, he fades out a little bit. We'll keep an eye second, third time around, a reliever most of his career. Tanner Roark, last 3 starts, 17 strikeouts, 5 walks. Right-handed hitters, 155 against Tanner this year. Tanner this afternoon, Max Scherzer tonight. We'll worry about that one later. Right now, it's time to hop on the cart with Sean Doolittle. He's been amazing. 1.45 ERA, 9 for 9 save opportunities. Hey, the bullpen's well rested. He might pitch in every game for the rest of the season. Today, PNC make today the day. Buy LG OLED TV with AI Thin Q. And buy General Dynamics Missions Systems. Get off the bench, get in the game. Now your last chance to register for Dynamic Connections 2018. Register today at gddynamicconnections.com. It is gorgeous at the ballpark today. Little drizzle here and there. Hopefully enough of a window for Bryce and the Nats to get something completed here against Bellinger and the Dodgers. So it's 64, as you might guess, humidity way up there. Dodgers 9th in the league in hitting, 6th in runs, 12th in home runs. Chris Taylor this season against the Nats, 5 for 11 in his career, though, just 176 with an RBI. He may be the hottest Dodger hitter along with Matt Kemp right now, 5 for his last 11. And so Ross Stripling at the bottom of the lineup. Tanner Roark, 0-1, 3 games, 1 start career. Really hasn't seen the Dodgers that much as a Washington National. Yeah, for those of you wondering, baseball, it's a game played between 2 teams of 9 on a field with a diamond-shaped circuit of 4 bases. So
Just a little refresher course since
Thank you.
we haven't played it forever. There it is. That's a baseball diamond. We're about to play baseball. I know you're fired up. We're fired up. Let's play ball.
The shift is on for the first batter of the series, Jock Peterson. Dodgers lost 8 of 10. The Nats have won 13 of 15. It is 2:05 in the district, and Jock Peterson swatting something away from in front of his face. That may be the only swatting of Nats today. We'll see. Still 2:05. First pitch right in there.
It's emotional. I'm with you.
I'm choked up.
I'm just, it's been a while.
I need a cough drop. Peterson at 232 and career 2 for 3 against Tanner Roark. Maybe a couple thousand folks on hand for this one. We'll expect more to come in as the day goes on. Last night's tickets, the ones for this first game, and then a separate admission for the 8:05 game tonight. And Spencer Keyboom behind the plate, first time this year for the Nats. So that's the battery, and here's FP with the defense.
He'll probably take him out of defense. It's his big league debut. There you go. Kendrick Taylor Harper, the outfield. Turner Defoe up the middle. Rendon Adams at the corners. And Spencer Keyboom, there he is, making his MLB debut behind the plate for the Nats. There's Pedro Severino, probably catch the second game.
And a 1-2 to Jock Peterson. Fastball stays inside, doesn't quite swing back. And that'll keep things alive. Mike Estabrook behind the plate today for game 1. He'll get the nightcap off. When you have the plate for a doubleheader, you have the next game off. Kerwin Danley relaxing right now. He's the crew chief. He'll have the plate tonight. 2-2 with nobody out. Yeah, Bruce Dreckman, 24th year in the big leagues, would be the crew chief for this game. He has seniority. Bellinger and Turner next. Yeah, they got Justin Turner back 3 games ago, and he's been raking. Roark misses down and in, 3-2. Straight back, and Jock Peterson's acting like a leadoff guy, fouling off a whole bunch of pitches.
Yeah, Spencer, this is his first start today. He was up in October of 2016. So his first major league start. And we're all knocking off the rust. There we go.
Yeah, he pinch hit, went 0 for 1, scored a run in that one big league game in which he played. And on a high pitch, sliced straight back to the screen. 0 for 1 with a walk.
Nats are trying to do something they haven't done since 2014, and that's win a series against the Dodgers at home.
Well, it won't take us long to find out if the weather holds off, if that's going to happen or not. 3 games between now and tomorrow afternoon. That ball ripped into the right field corner. Tremendous at bat for Jock Peterson to start the series for the Dodgers. He's rounding second, heading for third. Turner the relay, and it's late and high, and Peterson stays on the bag with the arm. So he goes double-digit pitches and doubles to lead off the game. Triples, pardon me.
Yeah, look like a cutter from Tanner Roark that he just stayed inside and kept it fair. And we watched John Turnauer and the grounds crew do a heck of a job getting this field ready, but they're anticipating some rain today, so they put a lot of Diamond Dry on the field. What's Diamond Dry do? Well, it's like a bunch of tiny little marbles, and when you watch Peterson slide here, he goes way past the bag, an awkward slide. Anthony Rendon kept a tag on him, but a leadoff triple for the Dodgers and Peterson.
Nats will not play the infield in, although in the baseline between second and third is Rendon. They're playing Cody Bellinger to pull. He faces Tanner Roark for the first time, and there's the I don't even know if we call that a shift anymore. That's just playing somebody to pull the ball to the right side. Bellinger at 265 with 19 RBIs. One. Well, the Nats, while they've been sitting around the last couple of days, they've just gradually gained a little bit of ground in the East. Braves and Phillies both lost last night, so the Nats, who've won 4 in a row, just a game and a half back. 1-1 pitch. We tell you who's hot and who's not, but we have no idea. We'll find out over the next 3 ball games or so. A lot of rest, of course, for the bullpen and for those with aches and pains. But FP, when you've won 13 out of 15, you don't want to sit around for a week before you play, do you?
No, I think that's the story of today. See if the Nats can stay hot.
Swing and a miss. Roark elevates the fastball to get a big out on Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, by design above the letters, they've had success with Bellinger right here in this pitch. He'll chase high with 2 strikes. Thought he could get on top. You see him try to roll that top hand and hit a ground ball to drive in the run, but a big first out for Tanner.
Well, here's Justin Turner. In 3 ball games, he's gone 6 for 13 and driven in 5 runs. 265 career against the Nats. He really jams the plate, and Turner takes one under his hands from a Roark.
Everybody talks about the Dodgers missing Justin Turner's bat. They missed him at third. They missed his presence in the clubhouse. They missed his leadership. He's a guy that makes this ball club go. But I don't even know if he can carry him now with all the injuries these guys have. I mean, he's a tremendous force and a presence at the plate, but Corey Seager out. We saw Clayton Kershaw playing long toss before the game, so it looks like he's close. But these guys have had tons of injuries. Dave Roberts' team struggling this year.
(2-0), and that hits him. Yeah, he gets up on the plate, and if you try to move him off, there's a good chance you're going to drill him. That's the first time he's hit by a pitch this year, and the one thing it does for the Nats with Grandal coming in sets up the double play.
You know, I've always wondered, that's not on purpose, but you see pitchers sometimes with a runner on third, 1 out, walk a guy unintentionally, right? Pitch around them to set up the double play, and Tanner's as good as anybody getting the ground ball double play. Let's see if maybe he can get one here and get out of this jam.
Yasmani Grandal has been their big RBI guy early in the season. Leads the Dodgers with 26. He has grounded into 5 double plays. And Roark drops one to the outside edge.
Tanner does such a good job of lowering his sights in these situations. What's that mean? He looks below the strike zone, whether it's his changeup, curveball, fastball. Tries to shave off the bottom of that box we always show you all the time.
In the air to left. Coming in for it, Howie Kendrick. Some momentum behind him. I pretty much caught it flat-footed and scoring easily, Jock Peterson. Ball probably too deep to throw out a speedy runner. And the Dodgers on the board with Grandal's 27th run batted in.
Yeah, looked like a fastball up, did his job, hit it the other way. Good at bat, professional at bat, like you said, knows how to drive in runs.
That he does, and so does this guy when men are on base. Matt Kemp hitting in the low 230s with the bases empty, but his batting average overall .318, 8th in the league. We'll tell you about his runners in scoring position numbers later if that situation presents itself. We will tell you that he's first in the league, hitting .403 on the road. And he and Tanner have had some battles. 6 for 18. Couple of walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 homers, 5 RBIs in the righty-righty matchup. So Tanner's now given up 20 earned runs in 52 innings this year. And this one in the air to right. Bryce Harper waiting for it. So we're going to see the Nats bat for the first time since the 5th inning on Tuesday night. Trey Turner will try to get it started. Dodgers an early run. Turner, Harper, Rendon, Adams, Kendrick, Taylor, Defoe, Key, Boom, Roark, and Howie Kendrick on a 7-game hitting streak, 11 for 28. Howie, 3rd in the league in doubles, 343 his last 19 games. He just keeps on rolling. He is the most consistent hitter by far the Nats have had this year. And he also has faced the Dodgers numerous times. 291 career against LA. Here's Ross Stripling making only his 20th big league start. He's been around for a while.
Yeah, changeup percentage up. He's been throwing that more. Curveballs pretty sharp. Only throws the fastball 38% of the time. And get this, he throws off speed 72% of the time when he's behind in the count. So he pitches backwards. So 2-0 changeups, 2-0 curveballs, 3-1 changeups. Keep an eye on that here today.
So Turner gets one that cuts into the outer half of the strike zone, 0-2. Trey at 270. And over his last 19 games, hitting .324.
There's a curveball. That's his out pitch. He's got 15 strikeouts against right-handers this year. 6 of those strikeouts have been with that pitch you just saw, the curve.
Stripling, 28 years of age, native of Blue Bell, Pennsylvania. Pitched at Texas A&M. Mostly a reliever, as we mentioned. 85 big league appearances coming into today and only 19 starts. Last time out, 5 1/3 in a 5-3 loss to Cincinnati when the Dodgers were swept by the Reds in a 4-game series. 3-2. That is in the zone. Turner must have thought it was low. He was dancing toward first base, and Mike Estabrook punched him out.
Check it out one more time. What did pitch cast think? That was a pretty good pitch. I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see if some of the Nats hitters have lost their timing or not. Sometimes an all-star break can throw you off a little bit, 2 or 3 days, and they've had tons of days off.
Yeah, this is every bit as long as an all-star break. Here's Harper. Bryce first time against Stripling.
Does he have glasses on? I think he does.
Yes, he does.
Never seen that before. Bryce Harper wearing glasses. I know he wore contacts, and I always marvel how hitters wear contacts and still get the job done. See if this makes it to his second at bat.
Inside, 1-1.
It's a good look, though.
Twitterverse about to explode. Bryce Harper's wearing glasses.
Everything he does, right?
1-1. Shift on. That ball got Bryce, so it's foul.
Well, I was in the talk back to the truck saying, Bryce has got glasses on. Bryce has got, I mean, we haven't seen that before. Where'd this get him? Shin guard? Yep.
Staggered him a bit, but he's okay, it appears. One and two, target away.
Dodgers defense today. Game one of the split doubleheader. Peterson, Bellinger, Kemp. Taylor Forsythe up the middle. Turner, Muncy at the corners. And Yasmani Grandal doing the catching. Chris Taylor playing shortstop now. He's played center field, second base with Corey Seager out. He's going back to his natural position, shortstop.
1 and 2. Swing and a miss on the hook. 2 down, both on strikeouts. Anthony Rendon, and this does count in his stats. First time up Tuesday night in the suspended game. Went down and got one FP and hit it really hard out of here.
Yeah, low line drive over Giancarlo Stanton's head. I was really looking forward to the series. It's too bad that thing got rained out. That crowd was rocking the other night. The Yankees were in town. Great ball game going on, and the weather just didn't cooperate. Sad.
Well, whatever plans Nats fans have for June 18th, cancel them right now, because the Yankees are coming back to complete the suspended game and then play the second game of that series. It's a Monday, right after we get back from Toronto. Gio, 3 runs, 2 earned in his 5 innings on Tuesday before the rains came. Wander Suero pitched the scoreless 6th inning. And then the Nats never got a chance to bat in the 6th. So all the numbers, all the stats from that game are in the bank. All that needs to be completed is the results of the game. It's considered an official ball game and hopefully completed on the 18th of June.
So if you had a hitting streak, that would count for it or against it if you got a hit, right?
It would. Although if you were 0 for, you'd still have a chance to extend it upon the replay of the suspended game.
So if you had an 8-game hitting streak and you're 0 for 2 in that 5-game hitting, you'd still have an 8-game hitting streak here today?
I think so.
Yeah. But if you got a hit, you'd have a 9-game hitting streak?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a different deal. On the corner, and Stripling flipping some breaking balls in there. Got Turner and Rendon, the 2 lefties looking, 2 righties looking, and Harper, the lefty, swinging. That ended up pretty low.
zone, that's a minus. If you take a ball into the zone, it's a plus, and they keep track of it. And look at what Grandal did to that curveball to Rendon. Out of the zone, watch him frame this subtly. Remember Jose Lobaton used to do this real well? He just kind of sticks the landing, holds it there, and buys the call. So that's obviously a +1 for Yasmani Grandal.
Yeah, well done by him, and Stripling strikes out the side. Max Muncy was hitting .313 at AAA Oklahoma City when he got called up. That was when Justin Turner was hurt coming out of spring training. And he did not go back to AAA when Turner returned because they lost Corey Seager to Tommy John surgery. So a big chain reaction in their lineup and on their defense, with Taylor moving to short, Cody Bellinger in the outfield, and Max Muncy now from third base to first. Dodgers piecing things together same way the Nats have had to do at times during the first 40+ games of this 18 season.
It speaks to the athletic ability of Bellinger. How many first basemen do you know that can move to center field? Usually you go to a corner, right?
Yeah. 1-2 to Max Muncy, who's hitting .233. And Roark missing 2-2. Phillies underway at St. Louis after losing their last night. They're a half game back of the Braves. Atlanta hosting the Marlins tonight. Tanner first inning, 21 pitches, 13 strikes. A double, a strikeout, a hit batter, a sac fly, and then a routine out off the bat of Matt Kemp. Muncy faces him for the first time. Got the swing back action on the fastball for his second K. Nissan pitch cast.
Well, Greg Maddux action here. Started it right at Max, ran it back. Look at that. Right when he has to make the decision, you see that Nexmo right there. That ball is looking like it's going to be way off the plate and maybe even hit him. Gave up on it, came back for a strike. Beautiful pitch.
So huge for him to get that early in the game. Now it's in the hitters' minds, and it's also in the mind of Mike Estabrook, the umpire. Here's Chris Taylor. 5 for his last 11. High fly to center for Michael A. Taylor. 4 straight since the hit batter for Roark. Inside the Numbers presented by PNC Bank. So the Nats starters have been incomparable. 9-1, 187. Opponent's batting average 202. And by the way, the entire staff now has the best National League opponent's batting average, 219. And the Nats team ERA is now number 2 in the entire league to the 3.27 of Arizona. Nats check in at 3.39. So the pitching during this winning time over the last couple of weeks has been spectacular, especially the starters. Number 8 hitter Logan Forsythe hits one out to left center. Long way for Taylor. He'll have to play it on a hop. Hits the top of the wall and then spins into the seats for a ground rule double. And for Forsythe, that breaks up a personal 0 for 12.
Yeah, ball hit hard, but it looked like Michael A. Taylor was tracking this. This is a good angle, pretty much what we saw, and it looked like he had an angle to this. He was going to catch up, and then he decided to play it on a hop off the wall, and it bounced out of here. But the jump and the angle, I thought he might keep going for that ball and extend and try to catch it.
Ross Stripling now.
See, normally, Carp, you don't want to turn a double into a triple, but with 2 outs and the 8th hitter up, you can take that chance with the pitcher coming up to the bat. So, you know, if you go for that, you miss it, well, it's a triple, but you got the pitcher coming up, and the double, triple, 2 outs doesn't really matter.
Stripling 0 for 5 this year with 1 RBI, 2 for 38 career. It is really muggy out here, and even though it's 64 degrees, pitchers will work up a real heavy sweat on a day like this. 94% humidity at the start of the game. Bouncing ball, here comes Howie, right side. Can't handle it. Stopping at third, Forsythe. Pardon me. Wilmer Defoe, how he's in left today. And so the Dodgers have runners at the corners with Peterson coming up.
I think maybe Wilmer had a few more seconds than he thought here with the pitcher running. Stripling's hustling, though. Got to give him credit for getting down the line. Everyone knocking the rust off. Baseball's a game of rhythm, and when you're taken out of your rhythm, it takes a minute to get back there. These guys haven't taken ground balls. They haven't been on the field. They've been hitting in the cage is all they've done for the last 5 days. You know, the 5 inning against the Yankees is all they've had.
Wilmer Defoe, 5th error of the year. Peterson triple and a run scored first time up. So Tanner Roark has thrown 34 pitches, and Jock Peterson has seen 11 of those. Nice changeup, diving away from the left-handed batter. 1-1.
Triple was on a cutter in, so what's Tanner doing now? He's going soft away. It's a beautiful changeup. Release point looking like a heater all the way. Doesn't quite get there.
Fastball up, 2-1. And a breaking ball hit out to left. Howie Kendrick short of the track. So the Dodgers turn the lineup over, but Roark gets Peterson. Slugger, Matt Adams, straight ahead. Cape giveaway, Nats Dodgers 135. First 10,000 kids ages 12 and under receive a superhero cape, and you can take flight around the bases after the game. Visit nationals.com. Screech will be there to guide you from first to second. Make sure you make all left turns.
Father-son action at the ballpark. Bottom of the second. 1-0 Dodgers. DC Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 home runs hit by the Nats this year. Lexus, experience amazing.
Well, many of you at home, hopefully we'll see you tonight. For Max Scherzer, Destination Baseball, 8:05, weather cooperating. Adams, Kendrick, Taylor. You know, it's interesting we show home runs because 50 years ago this week, Frank Howard hit 10 home runs in 20 at-bats over 6 ball games. It's still a big league record for the most home runs in 1 week by any major league hitter. Hondo was amazing playing in that big ballpark at RFK after the early days uptown. And so why not talk the capital punisher as Matt Adams steps in here, bottom of the second. A lot of strikes from Ross Stripling so far. 10 home runs and 20 at bats. 1968 was a year nobody could hit because the pitchers were totally dominating that season.
Hondo was so strong he could miss-hit him out of here.
He could. Used to be fun at old RFK to show up at the ballpark and see the seats that were painted in the outfield around the upper deck. Straightaway center, he hit a couple. He'd pull them to left center and down the left, and it was a constant reminder of the greatness and the strength of Frank Howard. Matt Adams, 5 career homers against the Dodgers. He'll take that one low and in, 1-2.
A few seats here at Nats Park that Bryce hasn't, right? I think LaRoche has a couple up there.
Yeah.
Matt Adams will be joining that club shortly, of the red seats, the tater seats up there.
Yeah. Adam Dunn would be the other guy with a seat or 2 up on the right side. Adams on a fly ball that jammed him enough, and that's as far out as you'll ever see a second baseman become a right fielder on the shift. That was Logan Forsythe way out there. So Frank Howard, unbelievably intimidating to American League pitchers. Oh, there goes one to right center. Above the old clock at RFK, upper tank. Unbelievable what he could do with a baseball. Lining up for the All-Star game next to Harmon Killebrew there.
He'd definitely win a home run derby nowadays at the All-Star game.
He had a great quote after that week. He said, "I wish I had more weeks like that. I might have made a couple of bucks in the game of baseball." Guys like that, who knows how much they'd be making today. 0-1 to Howie. Way inside. Counts even. So the Nats' hottest hitter on a 7-game streak, but as FP pointed out with the long pause, we don't know what to make of streaks and guys' swings and tempo and rhythm and all that stuff, at least for a while. It's going to step up the first time. A hitter right at the center fielder. Cody Bellinger, 2 outs. One more note on Hondo. Most home runs in a 7-day span. Sean Green did it back in 02 when he was with the Dodgers. Barry Bonds a couple of times with 9.
Sean hit 4 in 1 game against the Brewers in Milwaukee during that streak.
And Albert Bell and Sammy Sosa, when a lot of guys were hitting tons of homers in 98, 30 years after Frank Howard's feat. Nice job by our crew of capping off the conversation. Thanks, guys. Michael A. Taylor, 0 for 2 career against Stripling.
That was their polite way of capping off the conversation. Usually if we get off track, it's, how about a promo?
Hey, we have 18 innings to do promos, or in the best scenario possible, only 17 innings if there's not a bottom of the 9th in both games. So we got a lot of time to get caught up on so many things today.
If you ever hear an ADD story get out of control, you'll hear a promo. It'll be home runs for kids or something.
So flattering when producers listen to their announcers and keep us in rein. Fastball up, and Taylor hits it way up out to left center. Jock Peterson's played a lot of center field, so he takes charge next to Bellinger. Maybe he's the guy who takes those tweeners based on his experience in center.
Padres are in town. That'll be fun. May 21st through the 23rd. 4:05 start on Wednesday. So take work off, take school off, take everything off, take the afternoon off at Nats Park. Visit nationals.com for tickets. The Padres are in town. That finishes the May home schedule.
They're only a half game back of the Dodgers and have one more win than LA's 17. Cody Bellinger way out ahead as Tanner pulls the string on his 38th pitch. Struck out Bellinger with Peterson at third, nobody out. Back in the first. Nats in a big shift, and Wilmer Defoe well out into right field.
Oh,
and on the throwback from Spencer Keyboom, he got Cody Bellinger. They get him on the helmet?
Yeah. Watch the throwback. It hits Bellinger in the head. Watch this. Knocks his helmet off. I don't think I've ever seen that before in person.
Oh. Cody back in there.
You might see that a few times tonight or the next day.
Big curveball. One and two. Hey, if he had to be hit, I'm glad it got him in the helmet, not the side of the face.
I mean, as long as Cody's okay, that's something that Spencer Keyboom, that's one that's going to age well. You know, 5 years from now, my first big league start, I smoked Cody Bellinger in the head with a throwback to the pitcher.
Yeah, there could be some sort of notation on his locker when he comes in from game one today. We'll see.
I mean, right now it's feeling bad, but 5 years from now, when he's talking about his first big league start, he's going to be like, you never get, you know, over some cold ones with the boys, you're never going to guess what I did my first big league start.
2-2 to Bellinger. Target away. Strike three call as Tanner paints with the heater again. 3 Ks and 2 of them against Bellinger. Mercedes-Benz this time.
We talked about
cast.
Yasmani Grandal framing the low pitch. Watch Spencer right there. Does a nice job of pulling that one up. And as we've seen, Mike Estabrook likes the low fastball and the low pitch here today.
Justin Turner on a 2-0 pitch hit by Roark first time. Justin Turner has been hit by 61 pitches in his big league career, 19 last season. So he jams the plate.
Never by a catcher, though.
Yeah, we've had one drilled by the pitcher and one hurt by the catcher. And hopefully that's it for the day. This one high in the air and playable near the right field line. It's going to come twisting back, and Wilmer Defoe has the better angle right behind Matt Adams. 2 outs. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. That means league leaders. So opponent's batting average against righties by starters and Max Scherzer the best at 132. Tanner Roark started the day against right-handed batters at 155. His overall 197. So some guys that are really difficult to hit, giving the Nats the best opponent's batting average stat in the league as a staff of 219.
You see that graphic and you're a Dodgers hitter? I mean, when you're playing a doubleheader, you're going to have 10 at-bats in a day on the road because you're hitting in the ninth no matter what. So you see that number and you're facing Tanner Roark in game 1 and Max Scherzer in game 2. If I'm in the Dodger dugout, if I scrap out 2 hits today, it's a decent day.
Yeah. And then you're really well off if you don't look at tomorrow's starter, Steven Strasburg. So the Dodgers will face some serious Nationals pitching here. They do have the lead on the Peterson triple and the Grandal sac fly. Yasmani 1 for 5 career against Tanner now with 4 batted in.
And you think about that stuff, Carp. If you're an everyday guy and you know you don't have to look at the lineup, you're in both games, you're thinking, wow, 10 at-bats today. You know, 8 at-bats, 9 at-bats, whatever it is. I like to get a knock my first time up and just take some of the pressure off of the intimidation factor of all the at-bats in one day.
Popped it up. Short center. Turner. Tanner Roark, the quick inning he's been looking for. He gets 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9 ahead for the Nats. A full game in this ballpark. Were you one of the 30,611 here on Sunday, May 6th, when the Nationals had the improbable rally, 2 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, to walk off the Phillies? Defoe with the hit to center. Problem was for the Phillies, they didn't have a center fielder. They had a 5-man infield and 1 guy in left center, 1 guy in right center, and the Nats won that series. They took that momentum on the road and win 6-1 at San Diego and Arizona. So Wilmer Defoe, last 15 games, hitting .350. 1 for 1 against Ross Stripling career.
I would keep an eye on Stripling. Innings 1 through 3 throughout his career, 2.57 ERA. Innings 4+ a 6.63 ERA.
So that speaks to ensuing times through the order, huh?
Yeah, and maybe a reliever his whole career, and now he's a starter. Maybe he's run out of gas a little bit. Opponent batting average 238 first 3, 297 innings 4 and on. So there's a big difference after the third.
1-1 to Wilmer. So Defoe, 257 overall, 267 from the left side.
Maybe get him in the stretch too. See what happens if they can get him a little different look.
Two.
So when you haven't faced somebody, Card, you got to get a read on that curveball. Does it pop up out of his hand? Is it a tough one to read? Does it come straight out of his hand like a fastball? You know, where's it going to end up? Where do I have to gauge it? The finish of the pitch. So right now, that's all going through these hitters' minds. Plus, they haven't played.
Full count. Wilmer's taken his share of walks this year, 16 of them, while striking out 22 times.
And this one flared to center and beyond the reach of Chris Taylor. Taylor got a good jump on that ball and threatened to take a hit away.
Oh, great at bat by Wilmer here. Fills up the count. Looks like he got a cutter right here, just inside outs it and muscles it over Chris Taylor's head. So Wilmer checking in with the first Nats knock in about a year. So there goes the no-hitter. Wilmer Defoe style. Great effort by Chris Taylor too.
Spencer Kieboom, born in South Carolina, high school in Marietta, Georgia, and there's his first major league hit. Early in the count, 2 on, nobody out, and the Nats dugout calling for the baseball. Justin Turner will oblige and toss it over there, and Spencer Kieboom is on the board.
All right. It's a man that worked real hard for that hit, folks. Perseverance, getting an ovation from his teammates, and now he's got his first big league knock. Congratulations, Spencer Kieboom.
Yeah, he's been in the minor leagues for 5+ years. Got the call May 11th when Matt Wieters went on the DL. So the Nats down by 1, 2 aboard. Bunting situation for Tanner Roark, and Muncy really pinching from first. Turner on his way from third here. Tanner lays off, but it's a strike.
You know, I was watching the Dodgers broadcast the other day in Miami, and Oral Hershiser, their analyst, had a great point. He said that pitchers should have their own WAR based on what they do off the mound, meaning bunting guys over, fielding their position, maybe getting the lead runner on a bunt, holding runners close. So all the other things besides their actual pitching stats, and how you can tell if a pitcher does little things well, like fielding his position.
It's a great thought.
Helping yourself win a ball game. Like right here, 1-0 game. I know it's just the third, but if Tanner gets his bunt down, you're thinking they got a good chance to score in this inning. So a way to evaluate a pitcher, besides the normal stats, does he do everything well to help himself win a ball game? And I can think of Glavine, Maddox, and Smoltz, guys that did it every 5th day. Tanner's fields his position as well as anybody. He handles the bat well. So I don't know, it's something to think about. I thought it was a great point.
1-1 to Roark, who has 1 sacrifice this year, 28 in his career. And the MLB Network was going to carry the game last night. You and I were graced for, I don't know what, 15 or 20 minutes by Jim Cott, who came in. And that guy won 16 Gold Gloves. So fielding, handling the bat, all the things that can roll together into a Max Scherzer kind of guy who is a bit of a throwback, but will help himself and his team win in any manner possible. So Roark airing it out there, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That'll cause a corner infielder to skip a breath or a heartbeat.
The bunt doesn't have to be that good to get Wilmer to third. Yeah, I'd bunt with 2 strikes here too.
Pulls it back, and it's ball 2.
He jabbed at it. Dodger dugout on the top step, pointing down to first base. Jansen Visconti at first. You see that little tiny jab, and ball clearly out of the zone, not even close. Way above that box. That was close.
Yeah, rookie umpire over there at first, Jansen Visconti. Extra man on the crew with the doubleheader. 2-2 to Tanner. He's going to take strike 3. 4th K. First time around the order for Ross Stripling.
Boy, he likes the low pitch, doesn't he? Mike Estabrook loves the low pitch. It's been curveball and fastball down here. Watch this one. It's way below the zone. It's not even close. Grandal picking it up. Dugout chirping. You saw Kevin Long right there in the top step. They're not happy.
Boy, does Ross Stripling have the ideal home plate umpire for his repertoire today. First time through the order, Nats go 2 for 9 with 4 strikeouts. And 3 of them taken. The one that was a strike, according to what we saw, was the first one to Trey Turner. But Rendon and Roark, those were low. Here's Trey. Struck out on a 3-2 pitch first time.
I always thought this was the case, and I don't think it's a secret, that the strike zone was bigger in the first game of a doubleheader. Meaning, you know, umpires got to work 2 games in 1 day. They're not standing around for 4 hours in the first game. We kind of knew that as players too. Like, you got to be hacking.
Trey's driven in 15 runs. That curveball was sitting upstairs a bit. Turner couldn't get to it.
Brandon Belt for the Giants had some strong comments after the game the other day about the strike zone and it expanding late in the game.
Oh, 2 with 1 out. Because of his other pitches, that 92's playing real quick. Close enough to that inside edge on which to be swinging. Counts even. Becoming a long inning for Ross Stripling. He's nearing 20 pitches in this frame.
Step out.
Grandal to the mound.
Bryce Harper waiting without glasses this time. You know, a couple people on Twitter turned me onto this. Maybe that was a tribute to Frank Howard wearing the glasses first time. I didn't think of that. Maybe it was. We'll ask Bryce after the game if we get a chance.
Great take by Turner, 3-2. So he's gone full for the second consecutive time.
Yeah, he's been working the zone north and south, more south than north with the low pitch. See what he does here, 3-2. I'd be guessing curveball in the back of my head here and sitting on fastball. That makes sense.
Yeah. Turner to the right side, sharply hit. They'll go to second for one, and Chris Taylor, smart play, never even thought about a throw to first. In fact, he looked at third to see if Defoe had rounded the bag. So 2 outs now for Harper.
So does Dave Martinez let Bryce hit here for a minute and keep Trey at first, or is it off to the races right out of the gate? Talk amongst yourselves. What would you do? Would you let Trey steal here, pitch around Bryce to get the Rendon, or would you keep Trey at first here and let Bryce hit? So go ahead, run.
I feel strongly both ways. I don't know what to do here.
You're so DC.
Target up and in. Harper to center. So they pitch to him, and there's your answer. Turner to third. This game's tied. Bryce Harper, 31st. Run batted in, and he got it done in a hurry.
And he got on top of this. Grandal wanted this up. Did you see how he stood up and asked for a high fastball? Well, wasn't high, and it kind of ran off the sweet spot just enough for it to drop. Did you see where he made contact? Right off the end and just muscles this out there. Top spin lob. And we got a tie ball game. Trey easily to third.
Yeah, now with a righty-righty matchup, The low breaking ball, maybe one in the dirt, could become a factor here. Lead run 90 feet away. Rendon called on strikes first time up.
Maybe Bryce thinks about running here. Let's see.
Rendon has driven in 11. Well, during this crazy week when you never know from 1 hour to the next what the weather's going to do, important for the Nats to get at least back even, and now a chance to bust out on top. Roark pitching well. 0-1 pitch. Couple of outstanding young managers. By the way, their guy said before the game he doesn't believe in the hangover effect. Somebody asked him about that. He's been asked about it a lot, and Dave Roberts said, no, I don't buy into the fact that there's a hangover after playing in the World Series last year in some extra baseball. He said, you know, who knows? He said, I don't buy it, and we're just battling some injuries and a rough start, and still plenty of season to go, 3/4 of it.
Yeah, I believe in the Clayton Kershaw's hurt effect. Corey Seager's out for the season effect, and Justin Turner was out for a while effect.
That's 3 pretty big guns in your arsenal.
But the Nats have had their share too.
Yes, sir.
And they're 6 games over 500.
Guys love playing for him, and they love playing for the Dave across from him. And the way things are going these days in these divisions, you're one hot week away from being right back at the top. 2-2. Rendon out of play. So the pitch count for Stripling has doubled here in the third from what he threw in the first 2 innings. Target away. Rendon to the shortstop Taylor. Short way. Forsythe. Nats will tie it. And Spencer Keyboom's first big league hit on the first pitch he saw today. A big factor in that inning. Defoe scored, but Spencer pushed him along, and this thing's tied into the middle innings.
Since we didn't have those days, smile, it's Saturday. And we're at the ballpark and there's baseball. Everybody should be smiling, right? We have missed the game, we've missed the Nats, but we're back and we're all smiling. Brought to you by Dominion National, providing innovative high-value dental and vision benefits to area employers and individuals. Smile, it's Saturday.
Yeah, we should be smiling, playing some baseball, having fun at the yard. A whole lot of baseball today if things work out, and then a key game tomorrow with Strasburg going. Tanner Roark, 51 pitches, 32 strikes. 1 hit since the first inning. Got a fly ball off the bat of Matt Kemp first time, and that's a strike as Tanner threw that fastball that appeared slightly off the edge and it came back. Facing Matt Kemp the way you like it, the way he's going right now with nobody on base. Batting over .450 with runners in scoring position. He's made quite a comeback with the Dodgers, hasn't he?
Committed himself to getting in shape in the offseason. Lost 40-something pounds.
Yeah, he's 33 years of age, so he's got some time left to do some damage, which he's always done. He's hit 15 career homers with 51 RBIs against Washington pitching. And a good year puts him at 1,000 RBIs by the time October rolls around. He's got 18 this year. Tanner Roark had him reaching. Trey Turner scoops it up. They just drag the infield. So things nice and smooth out there. First out, 4th inning.
We honor the women who have served and continue to serve our country with Women in the Military Day, Tuesday, May 22nd at Nats Park. Kick off Memorial Week at the ballpark with this first-time Patriotic Series event presented by SAIC. Visit Nationals.com today. Very, very cool night at the ballpark, May 22nd. Padres in town.
Love it. Max Muncy called on strikes first time. Shift on. And Tanner starts off the right-hander with a fastball away for a strike, and now the lefty on the other side for a strike. Great view from our booth cam here.
Yep, that's our view. We don't have to worry about any flash floods.
Only thing that could bug us if Noah went floating by up here. It would take that kind of flood.
Dinner in Old Town last night. Parked my car and came out. The car was almost underwater. The river rose.
You got out of there just in time.
I did.
Yeah, when I came to the ballpark yesterday, the retaining wall right to the south of the 14th Street Bridge, the river was up to within about a foot of the top of that thing over near Haynes Point over there. And so we just hope that whatever area you're in, you are not affected by any flooding right now. And just need a while for some of this stuff to run off and get downstream on the Potomac and into the ocean. It's been crazy around here. 2-2 to Max Muncy. Chris Taylor on deck, top 4. Maybe based on that first fastball, Tanner had Muncy reaching for one there.
Look at this. I mean, Mr. Met is creepy, but there's a lizard behind Screech. Or that Screech is that Screech?
Screech looks like he's dressed up for a fish sticks commercial.
He looks like somebody scared him, like, ooh. Don't eagles eat lizards? Shouldn't he be turning around pecking that thing's eyeballs out or something?
Yeah, some kind of truce obviously has been called here.
There he goes. Yeah, he's obviously not hungry. That is, I mean, what planet are we on?
2-2. Got him again. There's that swing back heater. Muncy saw it last time. Bellinger saw it in the 3rd inning. Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
Yeah, ran it back one more time. I'm telling you, you got to go to the well. And that's the 2nd time he's put his arms in the air. And can't tell you how many guys struck out like that off Greg Maddux. But Tanner Roark's got that front hipper, that comeback fastball working here today.
4 strikeout games so far. Chris Taylor, fly ball to center first time. And maybe for a different look, started this hitter off with a curve. Well, he's got that heater working today, maybe as good as we've seen it all season long. This his 9th start.
I mean, as an athlete, as a player, you can't ask for better weather. You know, 65 degrees, not a lot of wind. There's no sun to affect fly balls. Just enough humidity where he can stay loose the whole game. I mean, this is perfect playing weather.
Two and one.
And maybe a perfect day to grip the baseball. Both guys have tremendous off-speed working here today. They've both had great command.
Tried to run it back, and it's 3-2.
There's certain days, Carpet, even as a position player, you feel the baseball, and there's just enough humidity in the air. It's just sticky enough. Even when you get it to throw it around on a strikeout or a play, you're just like, oh, I guarantee you both pitchers are feeling that way today.
Swing and a miss on a changeup. Quite a repertoire for the Nats right-hander today. 7 straight, and 11 of the last 13 retired. 4th inning of Nationals baseball brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Save you 15% or more on car insurance. Teddy tried, but Tom too quick on the finish. Visit geico.com. See how much you could save. 1-2-0 Dodgers, 1-3-1 Nats. Adams, Kendrick, Taylor, our Dodge Ram do-up. Experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer. Log on to ramtrucks.com to get to work. Guts Glory Ram. Ram Trucks bringing you the do-ups here. 4, 5, 6 in the 4th. So against the West, Matt Adams leading the team in RBIs. Howie, he knows all about the West, played out there for so many years with the Angels and the Dodgers.
I feel like the Nats are in the NL West right now.
This is our 21st game against the West. The Nats have played 15 against the East.
The Padres are next. 2 road trips ago, it was Dodgers Giants. Last road trip, it was Padres Diamondbacks. You come home and flirt with the Yankees for a second. Now it's the Dodgers and Padres again.
Have already played the Rockies here. Have already been to San Francisco, of course. And a 2-1. Ball hooked. One hopper. Forsythe unloading it quickly from right field for the out. So the shift has gotten Matt Adams twice. Kendrick and Taylor.
See, but that shift right there, Carp, that just prolonged Matt Adams' agony. If he was standing at second base, it would have been a line out to second baseman. But because he was in right field, it was a long one hopper to the second baseman.
Yeah.
And it's a ground out instead of a line out.
So the shift.
I mean, it worked, but it just made the game longer.
Designed to take hits away and frustrate hitters at the same time. I mean, interleague play has really caught on. Maybe we'll have a no shift week.
Yeah.
One of these years in Major League Baseball. Right in the middle of the season for 1 week, no shifts.
I like that. What'd you give up for Lent? Shifts?
But we didn't enforce it until July.
That's right. Lent in July, no shifts.
Two guys on either side. What a concept. Howie fly ball to center first time. Couldn't stop. 1-2.
Pretty nasty curveball right there by Stripling. This one of the sharper ones he's thrown today. Got to be a high spin rate on that curve.
Yeah, we'll see how that 27 pitch third inning goes toward the rest of Stripling's day. In his 3 starts, he's thrown 66, 68, and 79 pitches while going 4, 4, and 5 1/3. Bouncer, 2-2.
What's with the big Oakley lens on the top of Grandal's helmet? What purpose does that serve? Am I locking in on that if I'm a pitcher?
Fastball up.
It's not for his vision, obviously. And if the sun's ricocheting off that in my eyes as a hitter, I'm going to make him take it off. No sun today, but that has to be for the pitcher, right?
Is that the modern version of painted fingernails?
Or the fluorescent glove that Lance Parrish used to use?
Yeah. 2-2.
I don't think you want to aim at his mask, though. That's a belt tie fastball. Those usually go far.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing is just begging for launch angle right there.
Battling.
Boy, Howie is some kind of tough at bat right now. Just taking those pitches the other way. Piling up the pitch count to the mid-60s on Stripling. So our next 5 ball games, and that's extra before and after everyone. Max Scherzer, Rich Hill tonight. And then Steven Strasburg, lefty Alex Wood tomorrow. Then the Padres here for 3. And make a note, 4 o'clock game on Wednesday, getaway day when the Nats will head for Miami. And a long road trip against the Marlins, the Orioles, and the Braves. First time to Miami. Right side. Not enough steam to get through, and Forsythe over there, 2 down. 9 pitch at bat for Howie. Taylor is next with 2 outs in the 4th. Yeah, it's okay if you want to root for the Marlins tonight and tomorrow. They're playing Atlanta. Phillies have a 3-0 4th inning lead at St. Louis. Taylor, high fly ball out to left center first time. Caught by Peterson. That's on the inside edge.
You know, I can think of times, Carp, when the rainouts this week would have been a godsend to this ball club. You know, in years past when they were dinged up, maybe not playing as well as they wanted to, but when you've won 13 out of 15, you want to play every single day, doubleheader. It doesn't matter. You want to get out there and play. And right now, Dave Martinez's ball club trying to find their rhythm again. And Stripling's pitching pretty well, too. Got to give him a lot of credit.
Taylor pulls it. Turner couldn't get it. The other Taylor does. Chris throws out Michael A. 3 ground balls for the Nats, and they're gone in order. 4th inning. 1-1. For more devices at once and some taken third strikes, get Fios.com, pay them a visit. And these are the called third strikes thrown by Tanner Roark to Max Muncy, Cody Bellinger, and Muncy again. They couldn't pull out the K's for K Street last night, so here they are on Saturday. Here we go, top 5, 8, 9, and 1. Tanner Roark and Ross Stripling, each with 69 pitches through 4 innings. Tanner's on a pretty good roll here. 7 in a row retired and 11 of the last 13.
And picking up right where he left off against the Diamondbacks last start when he gave up just 1 run over 7. No decision in that one on the 10th. So he's had a lot of rest. Last time out May 10th through 107 pitches. Nats won that one 2-1. Same kind of game going on here today.
It is. That one out to the gap. Bryce Harper will get to it, and Forsythe is 2 for 2. Ground rule double left center first time. He came in 2 for 3 against Tanner Roark. Dave Roberts put him in the lineup. He was 0 for 12, and now he has a perfect day in progress.
You watch that ball land out there. I mean, the outfield and the surface perfectly dry. And remember, the Nats dug up this whole field last year. They put in a new surface. They laid sand underneath the sod. So now when it rains, the water just drains perfectly. They have a pump system underneath it, but the sand underneath the grass is new this year. So, you know, you remember in years past, you dumped the tarp and there'd be a big puddle for a little bit out there. But with all the rain this week, this field is playing perfect. So great job, John Turnauer and the whole grounds crew. They've been working real hard, and the field's playing like it didn't even rain.
Well, and you know, when a game gets called, we pack up and we head out of here. Those guys have put in unbelievable hours this week just to be ready for any time play might be able to commence and continue. So our hats off to you gentlemen for all your hard work this week. Stripling reaching on the ground ball error to Defoe first time. Curveball. The ball came up and hit him, but Mike Estabrook says he was still in the box.
So yesterday we were all sitting here wondering if they were playing, and Mike Rizzo, Davey Martinez walking around trying to check out the surface, and it had rained all day, and you know, Mike standing there. There's probably a little standing water, but for as much as it rained, it's unbelievable that this field is as dry as it is today. And Yesterday it was rough, though. I mean, obviously rained all day.
So Stripling, 1 sacrifice this year, 2 in his career. Tanner Roark has him stabbing at it, and that's a good time for strikeout number 6.
All right, DC area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $44 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
Well, the last 3 outs via the strikeout. So the second time around, the Dodgers go 1 for 9 against Roark. Third time up today for Jock Peterson, whose triple leading off the game led to their run. Not a shift, really. The Nats is playing him to pull. As Turner shades up the middle. Man, if he gets through that second time, Tanner gets tougher as the day goes on.
Yeah, opponents have a 186 on base percentage against Tanner the third time through, on top of the numbers you just saw.
If you're wondering, those numbers are coming into the game today based on Tanner's first 8 starts. So if anything, they've gotten better. Well hit left side, and it's through. That'll enable Forsythe to get the third with 1 out. Big play for the Dodgers. Trey Turner did everything he could to knock it down and keep Forsythe at second base.
Yeah, pretty good swing by Jock Peterson. You see Anthony Rendon in for the bunt, so it was by him. And I don't think Trey touched that, but the ball was hit so slowly it allowed Forsythe to go first to third right in front of Howie Kendrick. Look at the ball just slowing down. Good read and aggressive base running by the Dodgers.
First and third, a chance for the lead for them. Cody Bellinger has been struck out twice, swinging in the first, taking in the third.
You see a guy strike out his first 2 at-bats. Third at-bat, generally speaking, they're real aggressive. They don't want to get to 2 strikes again.
And Bellinger looking for the fly ball. 1-1. Personalized elbow guard there. Reigning rookie of the year. He played 18 games at AAA last year before the Dodgers called him up and then put up amazing numbers. Can they turn 2? Turner? No. Bellinger way too quick for that. Dodgers lead 2-1 on Bellinger's 20th RBI.
Well, you can see the abbreviated swing. First time up, Cody struck out on a fastball up. Second time, a fastball down. He wasn't getting to 2 strikes at bat, so he just kind of punches this in play and runs at the same time. That's why he beat it out. Just a short swing, roll over, and go. He just wanted to drive that run in. He felt good about putting the ball in play in early, and the speed beats it easily.
Here's Justin Turner, hit by a pitch and has fouled out. Dodgers don't run much at all. They're just not that kind of a ball club. 12 total steals. Only the Marlins with 9 have fewer.
Just had a flashback right there, didn't he, Justin Turner?
Yeah, hit by a pitch at the end of spring training. Fractured his left wrist on March 26th.
Telling you, you get hit by a pitch and it does damage. You have flashbacks when something reminds you of it. You remember Giancarlo Stanton when he got hit in the face?
Horrible.
He was flinching for a good half a season after that. Anytime something was thrown in, teams would do that. That was the book. You know, throw them up and in, make them aware of that, and then go slider away. That's why he closed his stance, to protect himself from that.
Yeah, and I know you had a big time conversation with him about that earlier this week, because he's really closed up now. Turner over to Adams, and the Dodgers are gone, but they get a go-ahead run on 2 hits, a ground ball. Bottom of the order for the Nats, 2-1 LA. Cool and comfortable, cloudy overhead. 2-1 Dodgers. Head down to Fitzner Stadium. Full week of baseball with the Peanuts. Friday night fireworks. Can't believe I didn't think of this. May 25th. Just past halfway to Halloween. First 1,250 fans at the ballpark Saturday. A Trey Turner Road Runner bobblehead. Call them, log on, check out the Peanuts.
Halfway to Halloween, huh? All right.
Somebody's been waiting since last November 1st to drop that one on us. Wilmer, base hit up the middle, scored the Nats' only run last time. Healthy hack, and it's 1-1.
It's halfway to Halloween with that lizard in the tunnel earlier.
Those two coming to my door. I'm turning off the light. Justin Turner, really respecting Defoe's speed, was playing toes to the infield grass before the count went 1-2. He's backed up now. Target up. Better get it up there. Wilmer over Turner, and he's 2 for 2. Batting 7th, batting 9th behind the pitcher. Wilmer Defoe just keeps on keeping on. First major league hit last time for Spencer Kieboom.
3rd inning, first pitch. Does he swing at the first pitch again? And like I said at the time, worked real hard for that one, folks. Stuck with it. Been up here once for a cup of coffee. His first big league start today and his first big league knock today. Let's see if he swings at the first pitch again.
Nats 5th rounder back in 2012. 4 years later, brother Carter, the shortstop, would be their #1 pick. He does swing for the 2nd straight time, and out at second, Turner almost pulling Logan Forsythe off the bag. Sure, the Nats will have a look at this one.
Chip Hale on the horn. You see that ball come back. Had some English to it. Looked like he stayed on. We'll see again. I think they're going to play on. Yeah, Dave Martinez just gave the wave.
So good play by Logan Forsythe, who's pretty good on both sides of the ball today. 2 for 2, a run scored, and takes a bag away from the Nats right there. Tanner, 1 out, runner at first. Could be bunting. It's a catcher running at first. Last time he was in this situation, Defoe was over there. He's going to chop it to the right, foul.
Yeah, watch Spencer last time. He got forced out at second. And obviously you're fired up. It's your first big league hit, but he went in hard. Like, harder than most guys go in nowadays. We'll see what happens here. But you'd like to see that as long as it's legal, and who knows what's legal now. Just, I guess, slide straight into the base.
Yeah.
As hard as you can, jam your own knee up.
That was interesting. Muncy charged. Keyboom increased his lead, and then Muncy retreated to receive a throw over.
The old up and back trick. Thought they'd get the youngster at first.
He's really charging this time. And Tanner Roark slashes one off to the right side with Max Muncy standing about 45 feet away. Yeesh.
You charge that hard, you're taking your life into your own hands. It's not an easy feeling when the pitcher pulls back the bat and swings.
Charging hard again. Roark swinging a miss. 2 down. Inning is up to Trey Turner for Stripling, strikeout number 5. So he's approaching 80 pitches. 2 short right now of his season high. And he's dealt pretty well. He's only given up hits in 2 innings, 3 of them for a run in the 3rd and 1 here. Ball 1 to Trey, who struck out in the 1st. Fielder's choice, he reached in the 3rd. Trey Turner on the year now, 165 official at bats, striking out 32 times and walking 28 times. All right. Second time in a row he's gone 79 pitches, and the last time at home against the Reds, 5 1/3, 7 strikeouts. Gave up 2 earned runs on 6 hits. Off speed, 1-2. Well, let's see what he follows that up with.
Usually go high fastball to a curve. So we'll see.
One of their 3 lefties, Scott Alexander. Two. Turner called out. Trey thought it was off the plate. Away goes the bat and the helmet, and this one to the 6th. Dodgers 2-1. Yeah, weather is held off. Bryce has an RBI. Umbrella's not necessary. Knocking on Formica up here in our game summary. Spencer Keyboom, he's seen 2 pitches today. He's 1 for 2. First big league hit. Bryce RBI number 31. Tanner Roark and Ross Stripling matching each other almost pitch for pitch. They've each struck out 6. 2 runs on 4 hits given up by Roark. 1 run on 4 hits given up by Stripling, and their pitch counts very similar as well. That ball over the infield. First pitch base hit, Yasmani Grandal. So he's 1 for 2 with a sac fly. Kemp and Muncy, the next 2 hitters. So the Dodgers box, Peterson's triple, Grandal's sac fly first inning, producing their first run. 5th inning, Forsythe, the leadoff single, advanced by Peterson. Bellinger's ground ball made it 2-1. Busted bat for Kemp. 1 play for Defoe, first base. Grandal to second. Kemp 0 for 3, fly ball, 2 grounders. And Muncy has been called out on strikes twice.
Front hit fastballs both times.
Turner right behind the runner, shaded up the middle against Muncy.
Give you an idea how rough it's been for the Dodgers this year. They have winning records against 2 teams. They're 4-2 against the Padres, and they're 2-1 against the Nats. 0-4 against the Reds, 2-4 against the Marlins.
Yeah, it was kind of odd last week. They had a 6-game losing streak, all 6 against last place teams. They got Turner back. That fills a certain hole in their lineup, but they lost Corey Seager for the season.
Wait. What is that yellow ball in the sky, Carp? What is that called again? I think it's coming out right there. See?
Really?
It's this,
El Sol.
it's the sand.
Yeah, it's brightening up a bit here. Roark off speed. He had Muncy way out ahead. It's an official ball game, of course, now. I was rooting for the Nats to tie it in the 5th, so we would have an official suspended game in progress. So far, so good with the weather as we play top 6 here. 8:05 tonight. Max Scherzer, Rich Hill. Two. Masson tonight for that one.
Was that the matchup in Game 5 of the NLDS, Hill and Scherzer? Pretty sure it was.
2-2. Swinging from the heels, literally, Max Muncy.
It's the one Clayton Kershaw came in to finish. I feel like the Nats got to Hill early in that game, if my memory serves me. It was 2016, right?
2 years ago.
Tanner beat this team in Game 2, 5-2 in that series. Hill went 2 2/3 in that game. Couldn't tell you what I had for breakfast, though.
Hard hit, fair ball. Dodgers are going to lead by a couple as Muncy, after going 0 for 11 against Nationals pitching this year, drives a double into the corner.
Well, he's been sitting there at first base going, there's no way Tanner Roark's getting me out in again. Sorry. it's not going to happen. I'm not striking out on that pitch. That was a cutter, not the run back fastball. And obviously Muncy looking in there, turns on it and gives his ball club a 2-run lead. 5th double of the year.
Chris Taylor next. He's 0 for 2 with a fly to center and a strikeout. That's a big run for the Dodgers, with the Nats having 2, 3, 4 coming up. So Key Boom to the mound.
Be changing up the signs after there was a catcher on second base for a while. Now first baseman out there, but probably wants to make Tanner feel more comfortable.
Close, 2-0.
Pitch has been a strike today. Both ways.
Wander Suero pitched a scoreless inning Tuesday night against the Yankees before the Rains game. Tanner's pitch count 4 short of 100. And he gets the 3-0 pitch in there.
Number 99 coming.
Here's the entire AB from Nissan. Yeah, so pitch number 5, middle in, and Taylor really turned on it. Key Boom jumping outside a bit, and that one about 3 or 4 feet wide of the bag.
Now, Tanner's last 4 starts, he's gotten 3 runs, 1 run, and 1 run.
Yeah, that's a tough luck 2 and 3 when you've got a 3.33 ERA. That's inside. He walked him, 2 on, 1 out. Tanner Roark, who has hit a batter, first walk of the day. And now a big problem coming in Logan Forsythe, who's 2 for 2. Derek Lilliquist to the mound. Number 8 spot has really been tough on the Nats today.
So they're sending out Stripling to the on-deck circle. Bob Guerin and Dave Roberts talking on the top step. And do the Dodgers have a pitcher loose in the bullpen? I don't see anybody throwing right now. All this is going into the equation of whether you are careful with Forsythe, load the bases to get to the pitcher, but if someone's loose down there, which they had someone throwing, the lefty.
Yeah, Scott Alexander was up a half inning ago. So 2 on, 1 out. Forsythe now 4 for 5 career against Tanner Roark.
And you look at the Dodgers bench, Chase Utley the only lefty. I'm just thinking you get Stripling out of the game.
And their bullpen has been scuffling.
Or you can pitch to Stripling, one or the other, but I'm sure they're going to be careful here to Forsythe.
Each team with 8-man bullpens and short benches. Strike called to get ahead.
Yeah, these are situations, Carp, where if you don't have a guy up, you just tell a guy to jump up and start throwing, so you protect your 8th hitter to get pitches. So you're thinking that maybe you're going to pinch hit for the starting pitcher. Right now, someone just jumped up again. It's Alexander again.
Big time curveball. And I don't know how much this enters into managers' thinking. They'll tell you if it does. Chase Utley is 1 for 13 career against Tanner Roark. But as FP mentioned, he is their only left-handed bat and a fine veteran smart hitter at that. 0-2 with 1 out. But you're right, it buys pitches for the number 8 hitter. And that almost hit him.
It protects him. It gives him a chance to see something to hit. If you have nobody warming up right here, third base is open, you just pitch around him, and here comes Chase Utley.
Now that's the extent of their bench. The Nats have a 4-man bench.
It's another way to protect your hitter. Just have somebody go stand in the on-deck circle, even if he's not thinking about hitting. He could always switch back and put the pitcher out there. You never know.
1-2. Up the middle. Good thing Roark missed it right to Defoe for a double play. Big out. How big will remain to be seen. 2-run deficit. Harper leads off bottom 6. Rendon and Adams to follow. The Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. I like it. Spikes first. None of this head first stuff. Smooth.
They will not let Chase Utley on those slides.
Wow. To the bottom of the 6th. Understanding what's important. That's our M&T Bank due up. And by the way, Ross Stripling still pitching. So career against the Dodgers. Bryce Harper, 4 homers, 14 RBIs, including his 1 today. And batting average of around 240. Anthony Rendon, extra base hits, still looking for 1 today. And Matt Adams, 5 home runs against Dodger pitching, 12 RBIs. Trying to channel some damage here. On the edge. Started him with a slider.
Well, third time through, you feel like even with all the days off, you have a pretty good idea of what Stripling wants to do to you here. I mean, this curveball is one of the better ones we've seen this year. Right? When I talked to Oral Hershiser before the game today, I said, what's his best pitch? He said the curveball. And there it is again.
Yeah, Bryce gave up on that.
He didn't like it. He didn't like the first one either.
0-2 now. Grandal sets up away, and it's way out there. Strike 3 call, and Mike Estabrook really thought about that one for a second.
The first two were borderline. That wasn't a strike. And Bryce is doing everything he can to stay in this ball game right now.
Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
See the first two on the edges? That one's way low.
Wow.
I mean, in Estabrook's defense, he's been down there all day. That doesn't make it right. But that's basically an unhittable pitch for Bryce Harper. I mean, you need a longer bat. I mean, there's no way you can get to that. You can't even hit it. So, tough one right there.
7 strikeouts. 5 of them called third strikes. And here's Rendon. Target up and in. Catcher had to reach to his right, but it was up 1-1.
The at-bat decider, Carp, is the one that'll really keep you up at night on the call. You know, borderline pitch, strike 1, okay, yes, I'm still in need.
Yeah.
Borderline call, strike 2, well, okay, now I got to battle. But the one that takes the bat out of your hands that you don't think is a strike as a hitter, you know, whatever you think at home about the pitches to Bryce, I mean, hey,
yeah,
that's the one that's hard to go back to the dugout. And especially one that you feel like as a hitter, even if you were looking in that zone, you couldn't hit because it was so far out.
2-2. Rendon, a swing and a miss. 8 strikeouts for Stripling. He has fanned the last 4 Washington hitters. So the Nats have 1 hit since the 3rd inning, and they got 3 of their 4 hits in that frame. The Defoe and Keyboom singles, and then 1 out later, the Bryce Harper RBI single. Not 1 extra base hit today. And Matt Adams now trying to do something about it. So Stripling's into the 90s on his pitch count, a dozen more than he's thrown in any game this year. Two and 0.
And Matt Adams didn't like strike 1. Took a little walk around. I think if they hit the line, though, like I told you, it's like tennis, right? Hitters won't tell you that, though.
Yeah. Now it's 2-2.
He's telling Kevin Long. First one was a backup slider. Second one was a curveball in off the plate. And third one I couldn't even reach.
Yeah. It's possible Bryce has already been back to see the tape of that. And that's right down the middle. Adams frozen. Stripling strikes out the side for the 2nd time today. 3-1 Dodgers into the 7th. outs now. So a rough day for the hitters. Just got to keep on battling. Still have 9 outs to go.
I mean, Stripling's got good stuff. He's working with a big strike zone, and he's facing a team that hasn't played in a while. So all those things going for him. He's pitching a great game, getting a little bit of help, and that's trying to figure out a way how to win this one. But you can see a little rust on a ball club that was white hot coming into this. It's expected.
Roark's 105th pitch of the day is a strike. Top of the 7th underway. Chase Utley hitting for Stripling, who will be done for the day with those 9 strikeouts. Chase Utley, as mentioned earlier, very little success against Tanner, 1 for 13 career. Chase at 247, but he's 7 for 12 with 5 RBIs as a pinch hitter. This one will go tailing back toward the left fielder, but Taylor will call Howie off it and take it for the first out. Top 7. Minor League Insights, no better time to act than today from PNC. Make today the day. Juan Soto, we're getting just almost daily reports on this guy. Double-A Harrisburg, and he's getting it done. 8 for 27 since his advancement from single-A to double-A. Juan Soto, outstanding young talent. Can't wait to see him.
He's ready. Call him up.
Top of the order, Jock Peterson. He's had a good day, 2 for 3. Instrumental in their first run. Tanner still dealing. I'm glad he's sticking around for another inning. If he can get out of this, maybe the guys get him some runs, get him off the hook, and get him in a possible position for a W. Work to be done against Peterson and Bellinger here, and if it stays fair, it's a hit, but it doesn't. Nobody over there.
MLB At Bat is your #1 Nationals app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this year. Get Nationals home screen icons, features such as MLB.TV Game of the Day, all kinds of other really cool stuff on there. Download MLB At Bat today.
Okay. 110 for Tanner. His season high 115 2 starts ago against the Phillies. One, 2. Swing and a miss. He's had a good heater all day. That's strikeout number 7.
Almost like a riser here from Tanner for strike 3. Might have been a cutter. Yeah, a little chase to it toward Jock Peterson. The one thing we've learned about Davey Martinez early in the season, he is not afraid to let his starters throw some pitches. Maybe even pushing them to places they didn't know they could go.
Yeah.
Well, how many times has he went out there and said, hey, you got one more in you, big boy, and turned around and came back? We haven't seen that too often, and he's not afraid to get you up there to 110, 115, depending on how stressful your day was.
In there, 1-1.
I think the Nats are leading the National League in pitches thrown for a starting rotation still. 97.1 they're averaging a game.
Swing and a miss. Reaching back for something extra here in the 7th. So Tanner trying to get this thing to the 7th inning stretch and then get 5, 6, and 7 up there in the bottom of the inning. Every year there seems to be that one guy on the staff who doesn't get the run support he deserves. Sometimes it kind of bounces around from pitcher to pitcher. Tanner would be that guy this year. What a great outing for him. 3 runs on 6 hits in 7 innings. Now he needs some help from his bats. After 117 pitches, 74 strikes, Kendrick Taylor Defoe coming up. And if you need expert printing, the UPS store has you covered. Together, there's nothing they can't solve. This is 27-year-old right-hander JT Chagua. Yeah, he's from Louisiana, town called Sulphur. Pitched at Rice. And for the Dodgers, 19th appearance in the big leagues 2 years ago for 25 games with the Twins. The only Nat that's ever faced him is Adam Eaton. Wish he was here and available. He's 2 for 2 against him. Everybody else sees Chagua for the first time. Fastball in there to Howie Kendrick. Bottom of the 7th underway.
You're having too much fun saying that name. I'll just call him JT. Fastball slider change. Fastball 95.
That's a good fastball hitting team. Howie pulls it. Left field line. He'll round the bag. Could be close. He's thrown out by Jock Peterson as he tried to do a swim move around the bag, and Logan Forsythe stayed with it to tag him out on a single and a 7-4. 1 out.
Yeah, he's not arguing. Good throw by Peterson, and he knew he had to do the swim move. I mean, he's playing hard, but down by 2, you need base runners right now. So good swing by Howie, good hustle, and maybe if he had to do it over again, he would have hung out at first, but this ball club's been aggressive all season long on the bases. That's just how they do it.
Here's Michael A. Taylor. That one in between a couple of infielders. This will be close. Safe is the call from Jansen Visconti, the rookie umpire at first, and you know the Dodgers will have a look.
Bob Guerin, the Dodgers bench coach, on the horn. Michael A. flying down the line. Taylor did all he could. He was playing in the hole, so he had to go far for it. He's safe. They're not going to check that. Not even close. Standing O from Pedro Severino. Now the tying runs at the plate, and the guy that's been a tough out all day, Wilmer Defoe.
Yeah, Wilmer, 2 singles, 1 up the middle, 1 to left. So the Nats 6 hits all day and 2 of them in the last minute or two.
Just probably nice to see anybody else on the mound.
Yeah, bring that fastball, these guys are saying. And a Defoe, a big cut, strike one.
See, down by 2, the stolen base is still in here for Michael A. Taylor. You know, if you have a home run hitter up, no. But Wilmer Defoe, a gap guy, and you got to play your game. You know, you get to second, you're scoring a hit. It's a one-run game, so you're not shutting it down by any means right now if you're Michael Taylor, if you can get a read on JT. That's why they're throwing over.
Michael A. 10 for 11. The Nats stole 1 base that entire road trip. There just weren't the game situations and the opportunities in which to run. Sometimes you get 4 or 5 running opportunities in a game, and sometimes you go a week without a steal because of the way the games were going.
Sometimes your lead's halfway to second. He's way out there at 14. Usually he's 13 on our StatCast leadoff meter. There it is. He's way out there. Oh, 14 feet again. 13.
A lot of room right side for a ground ball. Taylor started, then stopped. Counts even. 1-1.
Yeah, just too quick to the plate. He's trying to get a jump, but
outside. Ball 2. So Keyboom next in the number 9 spot. We've been told Mark Reynolds has been hanging around the bat rack down there. 2-1. Wilmer on a pitch not that far off the plate. He just takes that back foot and gets it out of there. Maybe it sells a call that's further inside. I don't know, but it's a habit of his. So 3-1.
shorter lead. You can see where his foot was a minute ago. About a step further towards second. Does that mean he's going? Nope.
Holding and Defoe to center. Ball hanging up for Cody Bellinger. 2 down. So Spencer Keyboom with a huge at bat coming here. Dodgers bullpen 11 losses, most in the league. 14th in ERA. Opponent's batting average under 260. Kenley Jansen has just 6 saves in 8 attempts this year. So Tony Cingrani, the lefty, and Josh Fields, the right-hander. One for 2 day for Spencer Keyboom in his first big league start. There's Mark Reynolds. On the front door, a strike. So a lot of teams these days playing with 8-man bullpens. Important in a doubleheader scenario like this. So just 4 extra men, and really 3 if you don't count the backup catcher. There goes Taylor. Pitch mishandled by Grandal, and for Michael A, that's number 11.
It picked a good pitch to go on. I believe it was a slider. Got a decent jump. Grandal trying to be too quick. I don't think he had a chance either way. And now Spencer Keyboom trying to make it a 1-run game with the base hit.
Yeah, why not first big league RBI on the same day as the first base hit? There's that pitch similar to strike one. The slider that catches the front door.
He didn't like it.
Outside, 2-2.
Yeah, I know it's not your style, but would you ever alter your home run call for Spencer?
Key boom you later. I don't know, something like that.
Just kaboom.
The possibilities are endless.
They are.
I hope we find out. He had a homer and 10 RBIs at AAA. Good job of spoiling a tough 2-2 pitch.
I always thought it was interesting when catchers question calls when they're hitting, for the simple reason they've been squatting back there all day and they know what they're getting away with when they have the gear on. They've also heard the chirping from both dugouts, and Spencer, as much as he can as a rookie, didn't love the first or the second strike call.
Way outside, 3-2. Bottom of the seventh, 3-1 Dodgers.
Davey Martinez would love to see Mark Reynolds come up as the potential go-ahead run.
Big time pop from the right side of that bench. With the runner on the move, Keyboom hits it well to center. It backs up Bellinger, and the inning is over. So the Nats had a couple of hits to lead off the inning. Couldn't cash anything. 3-1 into the eighth. And Max Scherzer 7-1 with a 169 ERA, making 91 strikeouts, leads the league. He's 4 for 4 career, 12 games, 10 starts against LA. Rich Hill 1-2 with a high ERA, 2-1 in 5 games, 4 career starts against the Nats. So we go to the top of the eighth, and here's where the keep it close bullpen has to be effective. If you need expert printing, the UPS store has you covered. Together, there's nothing they can't solve. Trevor Gott will get the call. 25-year-old right-hander, 15th appearance. 13 hits in 13 innings, 8 earned runs. He's walked too many guys, 6 in that time, 9 strikeouts. All the stuff you could want He's just got to corral it and get some guys out and get the Nats back in the dugout.
Yeah, fastball mid-90s, curveball to go with it. Opponents hitting .083 against Trevor's curveball this year, just 1 for 12. .353 against his fastball.
Turner, Grandal, Kemp. 3-4-5 for the Dodgers here in the 8th. Turner 0 for 1 career against Trevor Gott, who started his career in 15 with the Angels, and he appeared in 48 games that year, so the Dodgers have seen him some in interleague play. That's a rocket off the glove of Rendon. Justin Turner checks in with a base hit, first time today, and he's now 7 for 16 since coming back.
Yeah, first pitch heater, he was looking for it in, he got it in. Good effort by Anthony at third, but that would just hit too hard.
Grandal against Gott for the first time. He has driven in a run and scored one today. .240 hitter, off to the best start of his career. 40 points above that. Bona fide RBI guy for them. And the fastball misses 2-0.
Grandal let it rip 3-0. He's not afraid to go green light.
Up, 4-pitch walk, 2 on, nobody out. Matt Kemp 0 for 1 against him.
I mean, important to keep it. Obviously a 3-1 game. Dave Martinez is thinking ways to get to that Dodger bullpen, so Trevor Gott's going to try to get a ground ball right here.
Yeah, this is Matt Kemp's situation right here. He's been murder on opposing pitchers with runners in scoring position. Fly ball, 2 grounders today.
I don't think Justin Turner would think about stealing third with nobody out unless he just could walk in there, and that's a sign by Spencer Keyboom to tell the infield where he's throwing in a double steal. Is he going to throw to third? Is he going to throw to second? Middle infielder, you look for that so you know to cover. Try to get the trail runner.
Ground ball is short. Great play, Turner. Defoe. No, not quite. That was close. Adams made a big time stretch. Matt immediately looked into the dugout. There will be a runner at third, whether it's 1 out or 2.
Trey fully extended right here. Nice flip to Wilmer, but that slide just took a little bit of time. But what a great play by Turner just to get the force at second. That looked like bases loaded right there with nobody out. Trey Turner robbing Matt Kemp of a knock. Great play. Wilmer hanging tough to turn it too. Are they checking at first? Or are they checking the slide at second? I think they're checking the slide at second where Dave Martinez is pointing.
Which, of course, would be a factor in Defoe's throw to first.
Yeah, they're checking the slide at second. That's where he was pointing. Was there contact here? Did he go out of his way to make contact with Wilmer? And then the pop-up at the end.
So no replay challenge here. All four umpires huddling. Chad Fairchild, the second base umpire. The crew chief, Bruce Dreckman, who's been working third today. He's going to call Dave Roberts out of his dugout.
The player has to make a bona fide attempt to reach and remain on the base without kicking a leg or throwing an arm or shoulder into a fielder. But it says here a player sliding straight into second base can still make contact with the fielder. So it looked to me like he slid into the base, which would mean that he can still make contact. There's the base, and then he popped up at the end and made contact. If you veer away from the base and make contact, then it's an automatic double play, and the fielder has to throw it to first. If you just hang on to it at second and don't turn it, then you can't challenge it like they're doing right now. I think he got enough base, but that's just my opinion. We'll see.
Yeah, he looked like he was going straight into the bag. Nats challenge. Did they win it? Okay, he threw out one arm, like pointing to the Nats dugout, but evidently that was an abbreviated safe sign. So it will be first and third, one out.
Well, that's a good challenge. Why not? Runner on second, 2 outs, or first and third, 1 out. Totally different situation, and now Trevor Gott's got to pitch for the ground ball or strikeout.
Max Muncy, 0 for 2 against him. In the air to left. Plenty deep, and that thing flirting with the wall. Caught by Howie Kendrick. In the heavy air, it kept going, and Howie up against the wall, and he's now sitting down, not feeling too well. 4-1 Dodgers on the sac fly.
He twisted around weird there at the end. I think he hurt himself. And that's the last thing the Nats need.
Kemp tagged and went to second.
He says my ankle. I think it fooled him too. That ball carried way farther than we thought, and he's in pain.
Man, he had to make some herky-jerky moves right at the end of that play.
The way he hit it looks like an Achilles to me, and that's not good. There was an awkward step, Carp, right before he got to the wall. And he was trying to readjust to the baseball to make the play, and that's where I think he caught his ankle or his Achilles or his knee, something going on, obviously. And none of them are good. I think they're calling for a stretcher.
A vehicle is approaching the back of the center field fence. Paul Lessard with Howie Kendrick.
Could be his calf.
Help of several teammates and a trainer to get on his feet. Well, we've said this time and time again. Howie Kendrick has been the Nats' most consistent hitter through the first 43 games of this season. For those of you maybe not familiar with the inner parts of this ballpark, the batter's eye, where they're about to go through the fence out there, is connected all the way around the right field side and around the first base side via tunnel to the Nats clubhouse and medical facilities. So they'll be on their way through that tunnel in a second. And we'll see what kind of move Davey Martinez will have to make here. Andrew Stevenson has popped out of the dugout, so he will head out to left field and most probably bat ninth and lead off the bottom of the eighth. So the Dodgers lead 4-1 on that sac fly. Matt Kemp tagged and went to second. He's there with 2 outs, and Chris Taylor, the next hitter.
I'm telling you, as a player, when you have something like that happen, your thoughts are just running wild. You know, you want to know what's wrong. You want to know how bad it is. And, you know, a lot like Bryce Harper at first base last year and Adam Eaton, you have a thought when you hit the ground, Carp, of, you know, your first thought is, how bad is this? And am I going to play again this year? Those are thoughts that cross your mind immediately.
Well, and a lot of the Dodgers know Howie Kendrick very well. He was with him for a couple of years before he went to Philadelphia, then came here. Trevor got a strike to Chris Taylor, who's 1 for 1 against him. So the Dodgers have added runs on in the 5th, 6th, and here in the 8th. Oh, and 2. Wow, one blow after another this year to veteran players. Ballpark's as quiet as a library right now. 0-2 and a fastball up. Fastball called him out. Estabrook thought about that one, and Chris Taylor just laid down his bat, started to walk away, and now chatting with the ump. It's been a rough day for the man in blue. DMV area Volkswagen dealers who bring you the Smile at Spring sales event. And by Ocean City, Maryland. No end to the fun you'll have in Ocean City. Plan your trip today at ococean.com. But they've sold some rain gear in there this week. Nats need 3. They've got 6 outs with which to work. Well, we've seen a lot of close calls in this ball game, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. You can check them out for yourself. Now it's Monty Grandal. We told you about Dodgers catchers are graded plus and minus on stealing strikes. He's about plus 20 today. That's the closest one of the bunch to Trey. Watch this one to Bryce. It's not one way either. Chris Taylor just took a pitch that was questionable as well. So Mike Estabrook has proved that he's going to call strikes and he's going to call low ones today, and that makes it tough for both teams.
Next up for the Dodgers, right-hander Josh Fields, 32-year-old veteran, 3rd year with the Dodgers, 21st appearance, 5 earned runs in 19 innings, 16 Ks, 5 walks, and Yasiel Puig in right field for Matt Kemp. He'll bat 9th. It's a double switch. The Stevenson move was not a double switch. He just replaced Howie straight up, and Mark Reynolds will pinch hit here to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Mark Reynolds, 3 for 7 career with an RBI against Josh Fields.
Yeah, Fields fastball curveball change. Fastball 94, 71% of the time.
Out of play to the right side.
So his Nats debut on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, he knew it. Said, I got your humidor right here. Went deep twice. He said that one he didn't get. Watch where it lands. He said he felt vibration off the end of the bat. So that's how strong Mark Reynolds is. Ball's sitting in the humidor for 3 weeks in Arizona. Didn't hit it well and still muscled it out to left center.
Yeah, that would fall under the category of good vibrations, but he strikes out here to lead off the 8th. Nats pass at 10 games whenever you want, just $65 a month. So in June, Rays, Giants, Yankees, Orioles, and Phillies, yeah, bonus visit by the Yankees. Nats Pass available exclusively through the MLB Ballpark app. Download it, start enjoying unlimited Nationals baseball.
See that fastball from Fields. It's got a lot of spin on it late. Opponents hitting just 204 against it this year.
Trey Turner 0 for 2 against Fields. So we will await word on Howie Kendrick until after the game. Nats policy, no injury reports while a game is in progress. Base runners needed badly now. The countdown to outs is down to 5. Turner and Harper here. Anybody gets on Rendon, bottom of the 8th. So for them, and we use this term often, maybe the saves in the 8th inning, considering who's due up here. And Josh Fields has 1 save for the Dodgers this year. Carlos Torres for the Nats. (0-2), or rather 1-2, and Trey Turner getting to that one to stay alive.
Going with the high fastball again. This is bread and butter. Didn't get it up there. We talk about spin rate a lot. Max Scherzer has the 4th highest spin rate on his fastball in the big leagues this year. 2,500 revolutions per minute. But looking at Fields, I mean, his has to be up there too. And what's spin rate mean? Well, it keeps the fastball up. You know, if you have a low spin rate, the fastball kind of tumbles at the end, even though it could be 95.
Turner up the middle. Very well played by Chris Taylor, who's had a fine day at short. He's their guy with Seager out for the season.
And nice play going to his left, and he had to hurry because of Trey's speed. So that's right over the mound. Looked like it's going up the middle, but he got rid of it quick. That's the key. You don't have to have a strong arm as a shortstop or a cannon if you get rid of it that quick. That's a nice play.
Now the Nats need something with 2 outs from Bryce Harper, then Rendon. Bryce facing Josh Fields for the first time.
Time for your Ford drive of the game. Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Bryce Harper with the base hit to score Wilmer Defoe in the 3rd inning. That's your Ford drive of the game. Yeah, I'm trying to think, Carp, how long it'll take to knock the rust off. I'm thinking as short as tonight's game. You know, you just had to get back in the box, see some release points, see some velocity, which you haven't seen in a while as a hitter. And I'm telling you, 2 or 3 days can really mess up your time. And it sounds like an excuse. It's a fact. You talk to players, the All-Star break can mess them up a lot of times.
That's Taylor on the shift. Yeah, some game speed that you cannot simulate during rain delays and days off. To the 9th we go. And now Carlos Torres to try to keep it right where it is. Stay within 3-run homer range going into the bottom of the inning. So the 35-year-old right-hander appearing for the Nats for the 9th time. 8 hits, 7 runs in 7 2/3 so far, with 3 walks and 8 strikeouts.
Yeah, lots of cutters, 43% of the time at 92. 4-seam fastball, 40% of the time at 93. An occasional curve at 80.
Logan Forsythe, Yasiel Puig, and Jock Peterson, the Dodger hitters here, top 9. That breaking ball really backed up. 1-1.
He's thrown 20 of those this year. Opponents are 0 for 3 against the Torres curve.
Front door. And another glance back by a hitter. Forsythe, 1 for 4 career against Carlos. And a hopper cut off to his left by Rendon. 1 out.
All right, check out that play in Exmo. Fios by Verizon Exmo. It's going to his left. It's always fun to watch anything in Exmo. Pick up your target and then sling it right on the money. The 100% fiber optic network means more speed for more devices at once. Visit getfios.com.
There's Yasiel Puig, who came into play right field on the double switch last inning. And he hammers one to center, but Taylor right there. And Yasiel Puig came into that at bat, hitting .214. 2 outs. Top of the order. And a good day it's been for Jock Peterson. A triple, a run scored, and a base hit that led to a run on a grounder.
You know, there's no guarantees the second game, but if you're Dave Roberts, you're thinking we got to have the first one, right?
Facing Scherzer.
Yeah.
When the Nats were in LA, Chris Taylor was leading off. Had a pretty good series.
And on the other side, Dave Martinez is thinking if we win the first one, we're in good shape. So still 3 outs to play with.
And it'll be Rendon, Adams, and Stevenson. Kenley Jansen is ready. And this ball served into right. Bryce Harper toward the line. He's got it. 1, 2, 3 for Carlos Torres. 3, 4, 5 for the Nats with Rendon. And then Matt Adams followed by Andrew Stevenson. Nats need a big frame. Look at that little pad of his, and no, I just got to get some guys on base, hope somebody pops one, and there's a chance. Kenley Jansen, yeah, their bullpen struggling. In his career against the Nats, a 169 ERA in 27 ball games and 13 out of 14 saves. So he's done well historically against the Nats, but they've been scuffling lately, as we've noted.
Well, if lefties are hitting 286 against Canley, the cutter's not cutting like it has in the past. There's no doubt about that. Opponent's only hitting 220 against that pitch, though, so get a few guys on and try to pop one out of here. That's what the skipper in the first base dugout is hoping for.
Anthony Rendon, 0 for 6 career against him. Off the plate, inside, 2-1.
Yeah, right-handed hitters are hitting just 121 against Jansen since the start of 2016, 34 for 280. And usually with a cutter, if you think of Mariano Rivera, righties had more success than lefties because the ball was moving away from them. It gives you a chance to hit it the other way hard. Lefties, it just breaks your bat.
Three and two. Any way to get somebody on base to start this inning. And he jammed Rendon. Anthony able to foul it over the Dodger dugout. Three hours from now, we will sign on for Game 2. Max Scherzer and Rich Hill.
It's not Max, but it is, but it's not.
Even from up here, he's staring us down. And this one playable. Right field. Forsythe out. Puig in. Yasiel Puig for the first out. Well, we hope it's not a double dose of bad news today. If the Nats can't come back and win it. Last inning on the sac fly by Muncy. FP Howie to the wall.
You see his first two steps were in, so he thought that was going to drop in front of him actually, and then he retreated, and there was a weird step right about there. It wasn't on the throw. He already heard it. You just hope it's not the dreaded Achilles.
Matt Adams 3 for 4 with a homer. Career against Jansen. Strike call. Andrew Stevenson, after coming in to replace Howie, waiting. And that one knocking the umpire's mask off. Mike Estabrook will have the evening off.
Oh, winged
Wow.
the collarbone piece, I think. Mask and collarbone, collateral damage. Listen. Kenley Jansen went double pump with the windup there too.
Off speed, 1-2. Adams, pop fly, right side. Second baseman, Forsyth. Nats are down to their final out. Dan Coco doing studio duty with Ray Knight today. They're next with Nats Extra postgame. And they'll be back on with Nats Extra pregame for the nightcap at 7:30 tonight. Johnny Holiday will be back for that one this evening.
Hi, Dan. You got something on your back.
It's a sign that says, I'm only working part-time today.
I think it said kick me.
Stevenson 0 for 1 against Kenley Jansen, who's 1 out away from his 7th save. Now 1 strike away. One and two. To the right side. Backhand Forsyth. Dodgers play well. Dodgers pitch well and beat the Nats 4-1 in the first game of the doubleheader today. So we will be back with you at 8 o'clock from the booth, 7:30 Nats Extra. And the postgame show with Dan and Ray straight ahead. 470 Dodgers, 161 Nats. For FP, I'm Bob, and it'll be Max Scherzer tonight against left-hander Rich Hill of the Dodgers. This has been a presentation of Matson. Nats Extra postgame straight ahead. And from the booth, really, so long for just a while.